So, hello class. Our topic for today is about the 4M's of production. So, we have the objective. At the end of the lesson, the learner should be able to describe the 4M's of operations in relation to the business opportunity. So, after seizing an opportunity, you have now your product. So, it's time to operate a business, and we need to consider the 4M's of operations. But before we start, let's have an activity called 4 pics and 1 word. Okay, for the first activity, can you guess the picture? Okay, let's see if you got the correct answer. Manpower, very good. It is manpower. Next. Okay, let's see if you're correct. Very good. Is a machine. Another one. Okay, good job. It's materials. And the last picture. Okay, it's a method. So if you got 4 correct answer, good job, you did great. But if not, still good job for trying. And hopefully, you will get it after this lesson. Okay, let's start the 4M's of. Okay, the most serious issues in the whole production system are the inputs and the transformation process. Their quality determines the quality of the output. So the factors involved in the input and the production process are usually referred to as the 4M's of productions, namely the manpower, the method, the machine, and the materials. So with the combination of these four, you will have your output. So first M, which is the method. So the method discusses the process or way of transforming raw materials to finished products. The resources undergo some stages before it is finalized and becomes set for delivery to the target buyers. The selection of the method of production is dependent on the product to produce, mode of productions, manufacturing equipment to use, and the required skills to do the work. So basically, methods refers to the system and step-by-step process in producing certain products. So it is the day-to-day operations of a business. An entrepreneur must set SOPs, or what we call the standard operating procedures. For example, our business is eatery or restaurant. So from buying of materials, cooking, and up to serving foods to the customer, there should be step-by-step procedures. So in cooking of food, for example, igado. So what would be the first procedures? First, you need to heat the cooking pan and pour in the cooking oil, then salt the garlic and onions, or tinatawag nating gigisa. And so on up to transferring to a serving plate, then serve the igado. So that is the step by step, which is the method. So next M is the manpower. So manpower talks about human labor force involved in the manufacture of product. So we have qualifications also. We need the educational qualification, experience, status of employment, number of workers required, skills, and expertise required for the job are some of the manpower criteria that must be highly considered by the entrepreneur. So manpower is the worker. So decisions on the number and types of worker that are required to operate the proposed business is needed. So if it's possible to break down the production into different stages and then decide the number of people needed for each stage of the process. Okay, let's go back to our example, our eatery business or our canteen. So how many people do we need from purchasing of materials to cooking and up to serving? Also, do we need cashiers like that? And what preferred gender? So here comes the gender. Do we need female or male? So what do you think is the best cook? Is it male or female? So what is our idea about that? So what preferred gender do we need when hiring people? Not only as a cook, we have also cashiers. Siyempre, in canteen, we have those what we call the waiter and waitress. So what do we prefer to hire? Is it the female or a male? So after the manpower, of course you had now the method, the manpower. Next is the machine. So discusses about manufacturing equipment used in the production of goods or delivery of service. So machinery is also important. Without the proper equipment, you will not be able to perform the needed task efficiently. So let's go back again to our example, which is the eatery. What are the equipment we need? Of course, first is we need gas stove, diba? So unlike in a traditional cooking, we're using yung tinatawag nating kahoy, diba? Or the uling. So matagal magluto. It takes time. But when we have a gas stove, mapapadali yung pagluluto natin. And others utensils like that, our plate, like so that are the equipment we need. So in the process of selecting the type of equipment to purchase, the entrepreneur may consider the following. First, the types of product to be produced. So for example, what is our products that we need to cook? So what do we need? What equipment do we need? Production system to be adapted. Cost of the equipment. Of course, capacity of the equipment. For example, what pan do we need? Do we need yung tinatawag nilang dasilyasi? So, because we're cooking a like pansit na madami, diba? So, we need silyasi. Parang ginagamit sa piyesta. The availability of spare parts in the local market. We'll give you an example with this. The PNP procured patrol vehicles Mahindra. This was made in India. So Mahindra passed the functional and endurance test, ensuring that specification. But the spare parts in the local market is not available and absence of service center also to repair the said cars because it was made in India. So what happened to the cars? Nang nasira yung mga sasakyan ng patrol vehicles ng PNP, ginilid na lang nila ito, natengga na sa gilid, hindi na magamit yung mga sasakyan because of the availability of the spare parts in the local market. Next is the efficiency of the equipment. Actually, the cost of the equipment and the efficiency of the equipment always comes together because what we need is that the lower the cost but the high quality equipment. Next, the last M in 4M's, which is the materials. So materials talks about raw materials necessary in the production of a product. Materials mainly form part of the finished product. So those materials can be seen in the finished product, or it is a part of the finished product. So just in case the resources are below standard, the finished product will be of unsatisfactory as well. So for example, one of our menu in our eatery is igado. So what are the ingredients to produce igado? Of course, we need meat. Number one, the potatoes, carrots, the onions, garlic, liver spread, the soy sauce, the green peas. So to make an igado. So what is the difference between machine and the materials? So when we go in accounting term, okay, we go into the accounting subject. The term machine or the equipment are seen or is seen in the balance sheet as an asset, while the materials or the raw materials are in the income statement. So when we write it in the income statement, sales less cost of sales. So the cost of sales is the raw materials itself. So that's the difference, because the equipment, it both we use to create a product, but the materials is part of the finished product. While the equipment, we use the equipment to produce a product. So the entrepreneur may consider the following in having the raw materials. First is the cost and the quality. So as I've said, the low cost and the high quality is what we need even in equipment. Same with the materials. Low cost, high quality. Next is the availability. So availability, the question is, are the raw materials always available as our needs arises? Yeah. The credibility of the suppliers. Can the suppliers give us what we need in the right time at the right price? Do they sell quality materials? That's why sourcing raw materials is very critical in any business endeavor, as an entrepreneur would want to have the cheapest possible at the higher quality. So that is the 4M's of production. Also again, what are the 4M's of production? We have the first, the methods. This is the step by step or the process. Next is the manpower or our human resources, our people. Machines are the equipment to be used to produce a product. The materials, these are the raw materials needed to form a product. So congratulations, we're done on the 4M's of productions. See you next time and stay safe.